Hi guys. Alright, so this is a new silicone mold made around this distributor. And I'm about to dump a bunch of resin into it and see what happens. The first part though is I've dumped some talcum powder in there, just basic baby powder, and I will use a nice clean brush and make sure I get a little bit into all the nooks and crannies. The talcum powder makes for a really nice release agent, and you know why? I don't know, but it does. And who cares why? Chemists, that's who care. Well, I'm not a chemist. I'm an electrical guy. So I don't know how any of this stuff works. So this one looks a little messy. And the reason is because down inside here are the overflow vents. So I'll be pouring it in this attitude here through this hole, and then it'll kind of be swirling around, and eventually it'll be filling up these ports over here as well, and eventually I'll have resin coming out here, here, and here, and then I'll know that it's full, and hopefully that helps to get all of the air bubbles to leave the premises. Alright, so I'll just lightly blow off the excess talcum powder here. Just like that. And I'm going to mix up some resin and I'll call you back in a minute. Okay, here we go. So the first part that I'm going to cast, I'm going to actually use a 10-minute resin, and I might give it an hour to set up, but whatever. One of the reasons I want to use the 10-minute stuff is that it appears to be thinner than my 5-minute stuff. Also, I want the parts to come out already pre-painted. So this is black pigment, and you mix that in 2% or so by weight into the B part of the resin. So I've already done that. I got 25 grams of B part resin and 2 grams of the black pigment. So when all is said and done, I'll have 50 grams of resin, 2 grams of pigment, which makes it 1% or something. 4%. Okay, so I'll set that on there. I did B. Alright, so part A, I need 25 grams. Crap. Frickin' tape. Come on. Okay, so resin part A, we'll put that on, get that to tear out, and we're going to put 25 grams of this stuff in it. It's 22.4. Okay, we're going to put 26 grams of this stuff in it. And start the clock, except I don't have a clock, and it really doesn't matter what the clock says. I can only go as fast as I can go and hope that I get it all done in time. If you've watched all of my resin and molding videos, you will know that I do not always get it done in time, which is another reason why I've gone to a 10-minute pot life resin here, because it'll give me more time to just, be me. Alright, as before, I'm going to put a little bit into a hypodermic, sort of, not exactly a hypodermic, bottle. And I'm going to come on, you just start flowing. There you go. Alright, that's a screw head, that's a screw head, screw head. Alright, all these little screw heads. And definitely want it to get down into the grooves of the heat sinks. Still not convinced that my heat sinks are gonna survive life, the life that is before them. But yeah, all we can do is raise the poor little kids and teach them how to survive, and put them out on their own, out in the big bad world, and hope they're able to make it on their own. Okay, just like that. That's one. I don't know if you guys were able to see any of that now that I think about it. Alright, I'll try and be a little more careful with the camera. Put some in there. Screw head right there. Screw head. And then I just squirt some down into all the corners. I just kind of want to get a nice coating going on. It's air bubbles can form so easily, and I find them to be quite annoying. Alright, got to get down into the heatsink area here. Get down in all the corners. Okay, pretty much like that. Alright, and then we will marry them up just like that. We've got some light ply formers. Do that with them, and then I'm just gonna rubber band them together like that. And then here comes the pour. The cup is getting warm. I'm just kind of squeezing it a little bit and releasing, and I can see some air bubbles coming up. This one this is one of the So this is one of the overflow ports, and it's pretty full. Interestingly, you know, this one is less full, but it's getting there. Alright, that's how that's done. Gonna let it sit for a little while. Bring you back in a minute. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of excited. So it's been about an hour since we poured this thing up, and I want to pop it out and see what we got. See if this new mold is better than the old mold. Just be a little bit gentle with it. I don't really want to rip the silicone, and there are some undercuts in this design, so I would prefer for them to be happy about letting go. The heat sinks look pretty good. The screw heads look pretty good. See the little screw heads right there. Little screw heads. Okay. Alright, well, let's see what we gotta do to get this thing out of here. Okay. Come on out and play. There we go. There we go. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Wow. That really turned out remarkably nice. There are, a couple of Alright, so we got the flashing around the edge, and that's normal to be expected. Here's a screw head. That screw head is essentially completely non-existent. Oh well. That one, non-existent. Looks good, looks good. You know what? This is a huge improvement over the last one. However, I'm gonna go back to saying that I'm concerned about the long-term viability of these heat sinks. They're a little flexible. Of course, they might harden up over time. That's what I'm going to hope for anyway. See a little bit of, it's like flash or something. Anyway, there it is. Serial number 1. Alright, and then we just cut this off and trim it up a little bit, and I think that is a usable resin distributor. First one. Okay, I might just lay up another one before I go to bed. End of story. Later.